public servants calling out the city for a planned campaign to keep them downtown after they're off the clock. Ontario's premier makes public apology as the Conservatives' MPP spending scandal grows with the release of new details. Plus, a new tower getting ready to scrape the skies of Westboro is getting mixed reviews. Good evening. Federal public servants in this city are up in arms tonight. The upset coming after learning of plans to launch a new ad campaign meant to keep them downtown when they're done work. As CTV's Leah Larocque tells us, the goal is to reportedly help ease the burden on OC Transpo and keep vehicles from leaving the core all at once.
Ken Crowther says commuting from Canada to downtown can be a headache.
I'm just stuck on the better busing or better ways to bus. That ruined my life, that whole thing. Coming home was ridiculous. It was like the Hunger Games.
The federal public servant fears packed roads and buses will only get worse come September as more workers return to the office.
Yeah, it's concerning to me.
But the city is launching a $50,000 campaign, encouraging employees to stay downtown after work to address the additional pressures on the transit system and the roads.
I don't know if it'll work, but it's not a bad idea. The more people lingering around is good for everybody down here, I guess.
The objective, encouraging workers and visitors to extend their time in the area in order to spread the egress from downtown over a longer period.
For me personally, it doesn't work because I have young kids, so I'm trying to get out as fast as I can. And if I'm going to linger, it's going to be lunchtime.
But there is concern from councillors that this ad campaign targets the wrong messaging.
Here are all the investments that are being made to stabilize the system, which I do believe is very good. That's what we should be championing in the media and in exterior communications to let people know how their local bus routes, how the LRT will be better.
I think it's really foolish.
The Public Service Alliance of Canada calls the campaign out of touch.
Somehow asking people to stay and spend money they don't have and to spend time that they no longer have because they have to come in to the downtown core 4 days a week is absurd.
As for public servants like Jim Button, who comes in from Orleans, the best thing the city can do to help him? Open the Eastern Extension.
I've been watching the train go back and forth for I don't know how long now, but it'd be nice when it actually happens.
Leah Larocque, CTV News.
In the meantime, the federal government is looking for more office space with public servants working in person 4 days a week. Some departments have delayed the return to office mandate because of a lack of space. Public Services and Procurement Canada is now looking for buildings to lease or buy in the National Capital Region. We have extended coverage of the return to office mandate and how the city is preparing for an influx of workers this fall. You can find it online at ctvnewsottawa.ca. Let's have our first look at the forecast with Jackie Paris.
Well, we're saying goodbye to the sunshine. We are anticipating more clouds. It won't be a clear night in Ottawa, but we are getting down to about 16 degrees. So we'll be a little bit cool. Tomorrow, the daytime high is 25. We are anticipating more humidity to move through. So by noon, it's going to feel closer to 30. And yes, we are anticipating 5 to 10 millimeters of rain moving through. This could bring a risk of thunderstorm as well. So we did mention it is in the afternoon, and this will be the peak time between 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. as well for the Ottawa area. This could continue into about 10 p.m. to pop up again, but we are keeping a very close eye on this. We'll have more in just a bit.
Thank you, Jackie. Premier Doug Ford issued a public apology today for the controversy which saw several GTA MPPs claim stays at Toronto area hotels on the taxpayer dime. The apology coming as records show former Minister Stan Cho was also using his constituency office budget to eat at luxury restaurants and stays in hotels from Ontario to Alberta. Here's CTV's John Woodward.
Toronto's Albany Club bills itself as Canada's preeminent club for conservative-minded leaders. And former Ontario Tourism Minister Stan Cho must have felt very like-minded. He spent more than $9,000 there on food, beverage and catering in 3 years. The money was from donations to his constituency association and also from the public per-vote subsidy the association gets. His approved expenses over 3 years included more than $10,000 to Nome Izakaya Japanese tapas bar, more than $16,000 to the Sher-e Punjab restaurant. All in, his food and beverage expenses added up to about $100,000.
He's living a life of the rich and famous not only on the taxpayer dime, but on his supporters' dime.
Cho already submitted his resignation to the Premier after news he'd billed for hotel stays in Toronto, where he lives. But he billed his constituency for more trips. Cho spent more than $6,000 on airfare and $12,000 on hotels, including stays at the Fairmont Chateau Laurier in Ottawa and the Rimrock Resort in Banff. One hotel he billed for, the Clock Tower Inn, is only about a 3-hour drive away. The NDP's Marit Stiles also making an Integrity Commissioner complaint about Brampton MPP Hardeep Singh Grewal, whose constituency association spent money on an ad buy in his father's newspaper.
All of those MPPs and ministers that have filed these outrageous expenses, do they still have the confidence of this Premier? And I will say, for me, the rot starts at the top.
The Premier condemning the older hotel expenses.
They're all paying it back, and it's unacceptable. If you guys think for a second I'm happy about this, you're wrong. It's unacceptable. They're all paying it back. Simple as that.
But not addressing questions about Cho's newly discovered constituency expenses or saying whether Cho should stay on as an MPP. Other PC MPPs that billed the taxpayer for hotels have promised to repay their expenses, but so far appear to be keeping their jobs. John Woodward, CTV News.
A 37-year-old man from Alfred and Plantagenet Township is facing several charges after a string of suspicious fires in Hawkesbury. Ontario Provincial Police responded to 4 fires in the area yesterday morning. They were all set outdoors. No one was injured. Ottawa police say a joint effort has led to arrests after a long investigation into a human trafficking network, the crime ring allegedly operating between Ottawa, the Greater Toronto Area, and beyond. 6 women have come forward with information, and police believe there are more victims. So if the name of the suspects look or sound familiar, or you have any information, police want to hear from you. The men being accused are 28-year-old Moad Ben Yaya, a.k.a. Benzi, 26-year-old Abdul Aziz Al-Zawagi, a.k.a. Z, and Mohammed El-Maradi, a.k.a. Mir. He is also 26 years old. The annual rate of inflation dropped back below 3% in June as drivers paid less to fill their gas tanks. Inflation was 2.8% in June, down from 3.2% in May. Gas prices came down slightly last month amid tentative peace talks between the U.S. and Iran. However, tensions have reignited this month, pushing gas prices higher. The cost of groceries in June increased by nearly 4% compared to the previous month. With Toronto and Vancouver hosting World Cup games, hotel prices in Ontario and BC were up roughly 20%. But many are concerned how that may change with news of Trump's continuation of a trade war with Canada, announcing 50% tariffs will be applied to several products.
It's really hard. I would say to some extent maybe outrageous. It's a very difficult position that Canada has been put in.
The American officials pointing to provincial bans on American alcohol supply management on dairy products and quotas on American cars coming into Canada as the reasons for the latest tariffs. The new duties hitting things like Canadian dairy, a long list of alcohol products, cement, and many other goods. One of Ottawa's tallest buildings is starting to go up near Westboro. At 37 stories and with hundreds of units, it will be the largest in the area and located next to a future key transit hub. West Orchard Urban Rentals is currently being built at 1047 Richmond Road near Woodruff Avenue. CTV's Kimberly Johnson has reaction from the community.
Celine Calra is watching the construction on Richmond Road closely.
It's very fascinating. I wish I could go down there and they could explain what they're doing.
At first, she was concerned about the plans to build a new high-rise building at 1047 Richmond Road, but now she's accepted it.
Too bad that it's right next door to my home, but at the same time, when you live in the city, you have to expect this. And at first, we were not too pleased about it, but now it's like, okay, it's coming up and we've accepted it. We'll have new neighbors.
The building will be one of the largest in the neighborhood at 37 stories with 425 rental units, including 15 affordable ones.
We do believe that this is a really important node in Ottawa.
The developer says it is the right location, with the site right across from the future New Orchard LRT station.
Great connectivity, amazing waterfront trails, access and views to the Ottawa River, bike routes, walking trails. We're really excited about this.
There are some residents who are not in favor of this building. One resident I spoke with, who would not go on camera, cited concerns about obstructed views and the construction itself. But the area's councillor says that this will provide much-needed housing in a popular area.
It will be a place for people to live right next to a transit station, and that's good news because we do need housing. There are affordable units that are going to be in it. We negotiated that as well.
According to Councillor Kavanagh, there are plans to build a second 37-story tower at the site in the future. The development company says there will also be a park and retail spaces on the ground floor of the building.
I'm okay with it. I'm looking forward to the LRT being there, obviously, because there'll be more people in the area, and we're going to have to get around somehow.
Kimberly Johnson, CTV News.
We see more drowning incidents in open water settings like lakes and rivers, so those are particularly at risk.
Coming up, highlighting Drowning Prevention Week after 2 close calls in Ottawa over the weekend. Ottawa travelers will be able to fly directly to a sunny destination this winter. WestJet is set to launch service between the Ottawa International Airport and Liberia, Costa Rica on December 20th. The flights will operate once a week. Porter will also be bringing back its daily nonstop flights between Ottawa and Liberia this winter. Time now for a closer look at the forecast. Here's Jackie.
And a closer look at what we can expect for tomorrow, 7 a.m., 19, mainly sunny skies. That's the good news. But by noon, we are anticipating cloud cover to move in. We may even see some light rain push through. It's going to feel closer to 30 by the noon hour. By 4 p.m., though, that's when we can anticipate heavy rain moving through, perhaps a risk of thunderstorm as well. Again, anticipating between 5 to 10 millimeters of rain by the end of our Tuesday. Now, tonight's lows across eastern Ontario really hovering around the mid-teens, 16 for Brockville, Cornwall, including here in the capital. About 18 in Trenton, 16 in Kemptville, Montreal, 15 degrees, and clear skies around the Montreal area, but it will be a different story for eastern Ontario tomorrow. We're going to get multiple rounds of rain moving through. Parts of this could anticipate some thunderstorms as well, with temperatures about 23, 24 degrees, but with those humidity factors, again, it's going to feel closer to 30, so it'll be hot, it'll be sticky, and muggy as well. So again, a reminder, by 4 p.m., we could see strong weather activities by Smiths Falls, around Kingston and Pembroke, the Renfrew area as well. By the time 8 p.m. rolls around, again, it will have passed through Ottawa. Could be about a little bit cloudy skies for Ottawa around 8 p.m. evening, but Kingston could see another round of rain moving through. Ottawa as well could see another round by 10 p.m., but this should clear out by the time Wednesday rolls around. Now, a closer look at the next 7 days. By Wednesday, daytime high 21 degrees. By the afternoon, I anticipate this will clear out. It will be cooler in the evening, though, where overnight lows are at 11 degrees. Thursday, Friday, lots of sunshine in store. We're going to get back up to 27 degrees. And by Saturday, daytime high is 29.
Thank you, Jackie. National Drowning Prevention Week in Canada comes just days after 2 close calls around Ottawa. CTV's Dylan Dyson has more.
Grabbing a life jacket for her son was the first thing Harriet Klumper did when arriving at Westboro Beach.
They give them out for free right over there in the lifeguard stand.
It's a simple but important step when having fun around water.
I'm not 100% confident in my boys' swimming abilities yet, but also this is a new environment for them. There's like waves and, like my friend was saying, there's kind of like currents, and so just because I'm not fully confident in them, I just wanted to have that level of safety.
Monday marks the start of National Drowning Prevention Week in Canada, a concern that resurfaces every summer.
We see approximately 450 Canadians dying by drowning every year, and then about 4 times that in non-fatal drowning incidents requiring hospital care.
Ottawa police say so far in 2026, 4 people in the city have died from drowning. The latest scare, a near-drowning incident Friday at Sylvia Holden Park, where a young girl was found face down in a wading pool. City officials say a lifeguard was on duty.
This is exactly why we need to ensure that people are educated and are paying attention. I think we're all tired of hearing the stories. It was just 10 seconds. It was just seconds, and we see an unfortunate tragedy.
And Saturday in Cumberland, Ottawa firefighters were called for a water rescue after a boater was forced to jump ship and swim to shore after his boat filled with rain during a heavy storm.
Check your weather app, put the alerts on if you're out on a boat so you know what's coming, and check it before you go as well, because this individual was out on the water and it turned quick and they became in distress very fast.
And when it comes to children around water, the warning is that drowning can happen in seconds.
The big thing nowadays is the phone. So if you have kids in the water, put your phone down. It's such a distraction. Keep your eyes on your kids because drownings happen extremely fast.
Dylan Dyson, CTV News.
This was Parks, and they pulled it off. They got it done.
Coming up, the reopening of a community gathering spot that was badly damaged by the infamous Canada Day storm. For a brief time, there's more water surrounding a popular West End pool than in it. The Corkstown Pool building hit by Canada Day floodwater is now reopening. The main pool and separate wading pools are located at 61 Corkstown Road. As CTV's Camille Wilson reports, the pools themselves weren't damaged.
This is what the Corkstown Pool looked like on Canada Day. Flash floods turning the parking lot into a river, forcing the pool to close because of damage to the parking lot and change rooms.
Parking lot completely washed away. And so, yeah, they've been closed for nearly a month.
Monday, the pool finally reopening with repairs complete.
It's nice that it is finally open again.
I was really pleased. I thought that given the severity of the flooding, I wasn't sure if it would open at all. So we're very excited. Hence, we're here on the very first day of opening.
Sarah Arsenault and son Nicholas live a couple minutes away and are glad they can once again bike to their neighborhood pool, where they spend a lot of time in the summer.
My husband grew up swimming here. He grew up in the neighborhood, so it's kind of a little bit of a tradition. So we enjoy coming here quite a bit. It's a lovely pool.
Area Councillor Teresa Kavanaugh says city staff worked quickly to complete the repairs.
There was a million things going on for Public Works right now, but this was Parks, and they pulled it off. They got it done, and by just putting in gravel, they didn't have to pave it right away. That wasn't necessary. It was about the accessibility to get to the pool.
The community grateful to have it open again.
Okay, you guys ready? My grandkids come every year, and we always come to this pool because it's not really crowded. So this is our tradition, coming to this pool.
We were very excited when we saw the announcement with that, just because it's a place that we come to quite often. We have passes for the summer.
Camille Wilson, CTV News.
A new Italian restaurant is coming to the city's West End. Scatterbush Italian Kitchen and Bar is set to open its first location in Ottawa at Canada Centrum. The restaurant chain serves traditional Italian fare, including fresh pasta and pizza. It will open sometime in September.
We're losing that competitiveness because other countries are really stepping up.
Still to come, clinical trials and why Canada might be dropping the ball when it comes to involvement. Clinical trials often offer patients hope when no other treatments are available, but one group says Canada's prominence in that area is slipping. CTV's Pauline Chan has more.
In some disease areas like oncology, it can mean a difference between life and death. A clinical trial is an opportunity for Canadians to access new innovative medicines, cutting-edge therapies and specialized care.
Pharmacist Bettina Hamlin of Innovative Medicines Canada worries that Canada's once leading role as a place to hold clinical trials is slipping.
And we're losing that competitiveness because other countries are really stepping up and attracting clinical trials into their jurisdictions.
That's despite Canada having top universities, renowned researchers, and excellent hospitals.
It takes on average 2 years for Canadians to then access that medicine. And so that time lapse is not very attractive for companies to invest in clinical trials in Canada because it takes so long to then actually bring the medicines to Canadians. Other countries, they make it available on the market as soon as the regulators have determined that a medicine is safe and effective.
Another factor that's come up is President Trump's call to give the U.S. most favored nation status.
They want to get the guaranteed lowest price of any country, and historically, Canadians have paid a lot less. So some companies may not want to launch a new medicine and set a low bar that may affect their market in the American market, for example.
Barry Stein knows the importance of access to clinical trials. He was diagnosed with colon cancer in 1995 and went through 2 clinical trials, one in California, one in Montreal.
What we believe is that we have to improve the way we do things in Canada to encourage investment in life sciences and ultimately in new products that patients can avail themselves of in Canada.
He says streamlining the process, such as Ontario has done with its FAST program, accelerating access to certain cancer drugs, will help not only patients, but also the healthcare industry. And Hamlin says those skilled jobs and investment in medical research are a big part of Canada's economy. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
It may feel soon, but some parents are already thinking about back-to-school shopping. The lists are long and the costs are getting higher. CTV's Denise Roberts reports.
The back-to-school displays are up and parents are out looking for deals.
A lot of erasers, Sharpies, pens, pencils, colors, highlighters, Scotch tape, and the list goes on.
It all adds up, especially when there's multiplication involved.
I'm buying for 2 and it was about $130 and I'm not done.
We don't have a choice, says this parent. If our child arrives at school without them, we'll get a note telling us what's missing and what we need to buy. But more families are having a hard time affording what's on those lists, according to Anne-Marie Etier of Regroupement Partage.
When you have to choose between paying your bills, between paying your rent, or with feeding your family, you know, school supplies down the list.
The nonprofit's Operation Sac à Dos campaign outfits children in need with a lunchbox and backpack filled with everything from calculators to pens and notebooks. Etier says since the pandemic, the demand for their services has surged, even in households where both parents are employed.
So this year we're helping 12,000 kids throughout the provinces, but this is not nearly close as the demands. So we could be helping 6 times that much children.
And while the goods packed in here are valued at $185, the cost of sending kids back to school is far more. The Retail Council of Canada estimates the average cost, including electronics, runs between $600 and $750 per child. And parents are feeling the pressure, according to their annual school shopping survey.
When we look at the main sentiment themes that came out of the survey, definitely affordability was that defining issue. In fact, as I said, more than 9 in 10 parents say that it feels more expensive, with 53% actually telling us it's a lot more expensive.
While other factors like inflation may be adding to the load, Etier says programs like Operation Sac à Dos are needed to ease the burden for parents and their kids.
It gives them a lot of confidence. It puts them on the same pedestal as their friend when they start the year.
Giving them the tools to succeed. Denise Roberts, CTV News.
When we return, 90-year-old pickleball player in the spotlight and the words of wisdom she shares around staying active. Here's another live look through our Centennial Glass sky cam. It is 18 degrees outside currently. And Jackie is back with your wake-up weather.
Tomorrow morning, mainly sunny skies, 19 degrees, but you want to hang on to the umbrella and maybe plan most of your activity in the early part of the day, because by the time the afternoon rolls around, say around 2, 3 o'clock, we could anticipate heavier rain moving through. Again, 5 to 10 millimeters of rain. This will carry us into the late evening. It won't be until 10 o'clock that the system will fully clear from eastern Ontario. By Wednesday, we are seeing a chance of showers moving through. Daytime high 21 degrees. It will likely not be until Thursday and Friday that we are seeing clear precipitation.
Thanks, Jackie. Finally for us tonight, a 90-year-old Ottawa woman is proving it's never too late to pick up a new sport. Val Coutiers is one of the busiest players at the Valley Stream Pickleball Club out in Nepean. She's on the court nearly every day, playing for hours at a time. And she only took up the sport 7 years ago after prioritizing staying active following a heart bypass surgery. And she has some advice for anyone in a similar situation.
Don't feel sorry for yourself. Get up, enjoy life. That's the way I look at it, you know. I don't want to sit at home. Do something. Anything.
She celebrated her 90th birthday at the club last week. Members and friends say her positive attitude and love of the game make her an inspiration both on and off the court. That is CTV News for this Monday, July 20th. CTV News continues online anytime with our digital team keeping you up to date at ctvnewsottawa.ca. You can also watch our newscast live on the CTV News app anytime. And for news on the go, listen to News Talk Radio 580 CFRA. For all of us here at CTV News, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful night and stay safe.